Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Life isn't always going to go the way you planned it. Oh no. There will be moments when you feel like you're at the bottom, like you're stuck in a chapter of your life that you don't want to be in. But let me remind you, a bad chapter always has a good story. You just have to hold on long enough to see how it all unfolds. Every bad chapter in life builds resilience and character because it forces you to confront the parts of yourself that you may not have known existed. When you go through tough times, you don't just endure them, you transform. It's in those moments of struggle and adversity that you discover how strong you really are. You find the ability to stand back up when everything around you seems to be pulling you down. The strength you gain from pushing through those dark times becomes a part of who you are. It's not just about surviving. It's about learning to thrive despite the challenges. Think about it. If everything in life came easy, would you appreciate the victories in the same way? No, you wouldn't. Struggle teaches you gratitude. It makes the triumph sweeter because you know what it took to get there. Resilience doesn't come from success alone. It comes from fighting through failures, disappointments, and heartbreaks. What makes bad chapters powerful is that they show you what you're truly capable of. You might not think you're strong enough to get through a particular season of life, but when you look back, you realize you've come out the other side stronger than you ever imagined. Those hard times build character in a way nothing else can. They shape your mindset, develop your work ethic, and remind you of the value of perseverance. Resilience doesn't just help you in one area of your life. It carries over into everything. It influences how you face future challenges, how you approach relationships, and how you view success. The bad chapter may seem unbearable while you're living it, but the resilience and character you gain from it become your greatest assets moving forward. That's the gift hidden in every trial you face. Challenges are stepping stones toward growth and success, even though they may not feel like it in the moment. When you're in the middle of a difficult situation, it's hard to see how it could ever lead to anything positive. But life has a way of using those challenges to push you forward, even when you feel stuck. Each obstacle forces you to think differently, to act more creatively, and to step outside of your comfort zone. Long story short, I guess what I'm saying is that even though these situations suck and maybe they're a little uncomfortable, growth doesn't happen when everything is easy and comfortable. It happens when you're stretched, tested, and sometimes even broken. Think of challenges as opportunities disguised as problems. They show you what needs to change, what needs to improve, and what you're capable of overcoming. Every successful person has had to face setbacks that seemed insurmountable at the time, but instead of letting those challenges stop them, they use them as motivation to work harder, think smarter, and keep moving forward. Without challenges, you'd stay the same. You'd never know what's possible or what you're capable of achieving. The struggles you face also teach you valuable lessons that prepare you for the future. Whether it's learning patience, developing resilience, or gaining a new perspective, each challenge equips you with tools you'll need later in life. Challenges are like teachers, and the lessons they provide often become the foundation for your greatest accomplishment. Most importantly, challenges make success meaningful. If everything came easily, you wouldn't appreciate the victories. The hard work, the setbacks, and the sacrifices make the outcome worthwhile. When you look back on your journey, it's not just the achievements you'll remember, it's the obstacles you overcame to get there. Challenges are not roadblocks. They are stepping stones, paving the way for your growth and success. Pain and setbacks often serve as valuable lessons for the future, even if they are difficult to endure in the moment. When you go through something that shakes you, it forces you to take a closer look at your life, your choices, and the way forward. Pain has a way of teaching you things that success never could. It sharpens your perspective, humbles you, and brings clarity to what truly matters. In those tough moments, you often learn the most about yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, and your capacity to adapt and overcome. Setbacks, no matter how frustrating or discouraging, often reroute you towards something better. Sometimes, when life doesn't go as planned, it's because you're being pushed toward a new direction that you wouldn't have considered otherwise. The detour might seem inconvenient, but it can lead you to opportunities that are more aligned with your purpose or passion. Think of setbacks as a way of recalibrating your journey, not as a sign of failure. Every time you face a disappointment, you gain a little more insight into what works, what doesn't, and what you truly want. Pain also builds empathy. When you've been through difficult experiences, you're better able to understand and connect with others who are struggling. That connection not only enriches your relationships, but also opens up opportunities to support and inspire others. Your pain, when processed and understood, can become a source of strength not just for you, but for everyone around you. Sometimes, setbacks reveal what you need to work on or prepare for. They show you the gaps in your skill set, the flaws in your plan, or the areas where you need more patience and perseverance. While the lessons might not always be obvious right away, they eventually become clear as you move forward. When you reflect on your pain and setbacks, you'll find that they didn't just leave you bruised, they left you better prepared. Ultimately, pain and setbacks are like refining fire. They burn away what's unnecessary, shape what's essential, and prepare you for the moments ahead where you'll need that wisdom, resilience, and perspective. They may hurt in the present, but they carry the seeds of your future growth, success, and understanding. A strong faith or belief in oneself helps to navigate tough times because it serves as the anchor that keeps you steady when everything else feels chaotic. Life can throw unexpected challenges your way, and it's easy to feel lost or defeated when things aren't going according to plan. But having faith, whether it's faith in a higher power, in the process of life, or in your own abilities, can provide the inner strength you need to keep going. Faith doesn't mean the road will be easy or that everything will work out immediately. It means believing that there's a purpose in the struggle, even if you can't see it yet. When you trust in yourself or something greater, you start to find the courage to take one step forward, even in the darkest moments. It's that belief that reminds you to keep showing up, keep putting in the effort, and keep holding on, no matter how hard it gets. Faith gives you hope, and hope is a powerful force. It's the light that guides you out of the tunnel when the end seems far away. Even if you stumble, your faith tells you that you'll find your footing again. Belief in yourself is equally important because it shapes how you respond to adversity. If you doubt your abilities, every challenge will feel impossible to overcome. But when you believe in your capacity to adapt, learn, and grow, even the hardest situations become opportunities to prove your resilience. That self-belief acts as a foundation that keeps you standing no matter how heavy the storm feels. It's the one thing that ultimately gets you out of your skin. Faith also helps you focus on the bigger picture. Instead of getting stuck in the immediate pain or frustration, it shifts your mindset from why is this happening to me to what can I learn from this? Or how can this make me stronger? That shift allows you to move forward instead of being paralyzed by fear or doubt. Faith is not the absence of struggle, it's the belief that the struggle has meaning. When you hold on to faith during tough times, you develop an inner strength that not only carries you through, but also prepares you for what lies ahead. It becomes a source of motivation, reminding you that no matter how bad today feels, tomorrow holds the possibility of something better. The story of success often begins with trials and failures because those are the moments that define and shape a person. When we look at anyone who has achieved great things, their journey is almost always marked by obstacles, setbacks, and moments where giving up seemed like the easiest option. These trials are not the end of the story, they are the foundation of it. Success rarely comes without a struggle, and it's the process of overcoming those struggles that creates a story worth telling. And failures, while painful, teach you lessons that success never could. They show you what doesn't work, force you to reevaluate your approach, and help you grow in ways you never anticipated. When you fail, you learn resilience, adaptability, and the importance of persistence. You begin to understand that setbacks are not permanent. They are temporary stops on the road to achieving your goals. Those failures become the stepping stones that lead you to your eventual success, and they add depth and meaning to your story. When you're in the middle of your struggles, it's hard to see how they could ever contribute to your success. But when you look back, you'll realize that every trial you faced had a role in preparing you for the opportunities ahead. The lessons you learn in those moments of difficulty often become the skills and qualities you need to succeed. Whether it's learning how to be resourceful, how to handle rejection, or how to remain focused in the face of adversity, these experiences shape you into the person capable of achieving your dreams. Moreover, the trials and failures make the success sweeter. When you finally achieve your goal, it's not just the victory that matters, it's the journey you took to get there. It's the moments when you felt like quitting but decided to keep going anyway. It's the nights you spent working when no one was watching, the times you picked yourself back up after falling, and the belief that something better was ahead. The beauty of every success story lies in its imperfections. It's not the absence of challenges that makes a story inspiring, it's the way those challenges were overcome. The trials and failures are what make the triumph worthwhile, and they remind us that every great achievement starts with a willingness to endure, persevere, and keep writing the story even when it feels like the chapter you're in will never end. Sharing personal struggles inspires and empowers others because it allows people to see that they're not alone in their challenges. Every person goes through tough times, but many feel isolated, believing they're the only ones facing such difficulties. When someone has the courage to share their story, it creates a connection, a sense of understanding that helps others realize their struggles are not unique. Stories of perseverance and overcoming obstacles provide hope, showing that setbacks are temporary and can lead to growth and success. When you share your journey, you're giving others a blueprint for how to navigate their own struggles. You might not even realize the impact your story can have, but someone out there may be in a situation where they need to hear exactly what you've been through. Your pain, hardships, and eventual triumph serve as a guide, demonstrating that success doesn't come without difficulties and that failure isn't the end of the road. Hearing about someone else's resilience often encourages others to keep going even when they feel like giving up. Opening up about personal struggles also fosters authenticity and relatability. People are inspired by those who show their true selves, including their imperfections and vulnerabilities. It's easy to admire someone who seems perfect from the outside, but it's far more inspiring to hear about how they dealt with failures, overcame challenges, and kept moving forward despite their circumstances. End quote. Real stories resonate because they remind people that everyone faces adversity, regardless of their background or success. Moreover, sharing struggles is a powerful way to turn pain into purpose. The challenges you've endured and the lessons you've learned don't just benefit you. They have the potential to help countless others who might be walking a similar path. By speaking openly about what you've been through, you turn your hardships into a tool for good. You show others that it's possible to come out stronger on the other side of difficulty, and that pain can be transformed into strength, wisdom, and even inspiration. Ultimately, sharing struggles is about creating a ripple effect. When you're vulnerable and honest about your journey, you empower others to believe in their own ability to overcome adversity. Your story becomes a light for someone else's path, proving that no matter how tough things get, there's always a way forward. In life, we all face bad chapters, moments when the weight of challenges, pain, and setbacks feels unbearable. But those chapters are never the end of the story. They are merely a part of the greater narrative that shapes who we are and where we're going. They teach us resilience, show us the strength we didn't know we had, and help us appreciate the victories when they finally come. They remind us that success doesn't come without struggle, and that every trial has a purpose, even if we can't see it right away. Every person who has achieved greatness has had their own bad chapters to endure. What sets them apart is not the absence of failure, but their ability to rise after every fall, to learn from every setback, and to keep moving forward with faith and determination. Your story is no different. The bad chapters are not there to define you. They are there to refine you. They build your character, teach you life's most valuable lessons, and prepare you for the success waiting ahead. So don't give up when life gets hard. Keep writing your story. The bad chapter you're living today will one day be the reason your story inspires others.